You just spent hours coloring an amazing detailed stamp. Problem is, you need multiple cards and you just can't bear to color another one. What's a crafter to do? Spotlighting to the rescue. Every technique video is narrated live while I'm doing the technique, so you're getting a real-time view of how the whole process works. Pull out the supplies I'm using and create right along with me, pausing as you need. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. There are about as many reasons to use the spotlight technique as there are ways to do the spotlight technique. In this instance, I've got some beautifully colored images, and they're pretty large. I don't want to work anymore on coloring images like this to create a large project or a single project. I want to be able to split these up to make multiple cards. So my first step after I've completed all of my coloring is to create some backgrounds that are much simpler to do. So you can use a dark colored cardstock or a black cardstock with white embossing on it. You can do some ink blending on just a stamped image. I've even added some ink splatter on here for some interest. Or you can do kind of the opposite and do a metallic embossing on white or cream. And these are so simple to do, right? These just take a few minutes to put together and chop down to the size for your card base. So really, we've already started to shorten the amount of time it's going to take to make multiple cards because we've got our two components together, and already I'm going to be able to make 3 or more cards from just these 2 colored images. My next step is going to be picking out dies. Now I can use any kind of shape, and I recommend using a geometric shape if you're going with the floral. You can do other cool things if it's a geometric shape that you have stamped, so like it's a background stamp or something like that. You can use geometrics or florals, whatever you want to do. But with floral designs, I recommend sticking to geometric shapes like nesting dies. And you just want to now decide exactly what kind of shape you want to achieve. So for example, on this one here, say I want to get a large oval, I can pull out one of my oval dies and kind of decide where I want that to go based on where I've got everything stamped and what my sentiment is going to be. But say I want to get this whole image in here. I'm just going to go ahead then and kind of eyeball where that is on my colored image, and then go ahead and die cut this out. So the same thing, you don't have to stick with ovals or circles. Think outside the box. Go for some rectangles. If we wanted to do a rectangle, that's kind of a really neat look because you've got your image here, and then you're going to just cut out a segment, whether it's maybe down in the corner or up here. You could even cut out 2 pieces and kind of layer them together. However you want to do that, there's all sorts of different ways that you can decide to cut out your images. So let me cut out a few, and then I'll show you how you can pair these up in the end. All right, so I've finished doing all of my die cutting, and as you can see on our 2 detail pieces, there is not much left. I might be able to pull 1 or 2 little pieces out of this one, but for mostly it is all completely used up. So I have all of these great shapes that I can use to create some spotlighting. So let's take our first piece here, and I'm giving it away already, but this was the first piece. Very plain, a piece of cream with the gold embossing on it. And I could take this gorgeous colored piece here with the black background that's been colored in and everything. This took forever to do. And pop this right over the top. So all you need to do is match your shapes. And it will look seamless, and it's a nice spotlight. So if you want to get a feel for what it looks like, you can use some temporary adhesive and just pop that in place. See how you like it. And then if you want, you can go ahead and just secure it down flat, or you can add some foam adhesive and pop this up. But what I suggest is that once you have a design like this, especially if you've done some embossing or something really cool in the background, cut out something smaller from that behind piece. Let's not waste any of this. So I went ahead and cut out this square piece, and this I'll be able to set over to the side. and use for another project. So now that I have that done, I can take a piece of foam adhesive and put it on the back here. And normally, of course, this would already be down on a card base. Get some foam adhesive on the back here. And go ahead and line this up. So just like so. And now all this needs is a sentiment. And you've got this beautiful popped up spotlighted piece. This is very basic, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And you've got a whole bunch of extra little pieces, plus that piece that we cut out of this one to create something else. All right, so let's move on to our second design idea. Now this one started off as the black piece that was embossed in white. And I didn't like the way that I had it cut, so I cut another piece behind it that is just white with just black stamping on it. So this is already spotlighted. So I've got my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece with the image on it. I cut this piece down a little smaller, and that's already spotlighted. So now we can double spotlight this. I could take that piece of cream from earlier and just pop on top like so. And that would be a really cool triple spotlight look. Or I could go ahead and take some of these really cool pink pieces and do a pop of color. So this one doesn't really fit on here. It goes off the side. But I can take this round piece here and line that up. So like so. And then I can even take some of these smaller pieces and do some add-ons this way too. So I could put a second piece up here. There we go. And now I have these two pieces that are kind of going over the edge, breaking those lines, but also creating an amazing spotlight. So that is a really, really cool look, a triple spotlight. And again, because I've covered up a whole bunch of the black here, before I adhered it down, I could die cut the black piece. So here's that black piece first. And actually, this looks quite cool all on its own. A spotlight and a reverse spotlight. But we'll go ahead and cover that up. With these two. And then have a nice triple spotlight look. Again, these could be popped up with some foam adhesive, or they could just be laid down layer on top of layer. It's just ready for a sentiment now. For our third sample, we've got this beautiful piece that is done with some ink blending and just stamped along with some splatter. And lots of different ways that you can handle this one as well. You could do a really cool shape like this diamond here. And it looks really cool because you've got like a solid in the background on this one plus the metallic, but the one behind it, you've got the ink blending. So you could do that. You could do something very, very simple and just take a scrap piece. So this was a scrap that came off of this piece right here. And I saved this, and I can just go ahead and line this up like so. And I'll just trim off the end here. And you would have a really cool looking, just like a little mini spotlight of the black and white. And this is really, really gorgeous. You just put a sentiment across the bottom or something like that, and that would look absolutely stunning. You could do the same with this little piece here, although it's not quite going to fit properly. And then the third way is, of course, to use a whole bunch of these little leftover pieces to create a multitude of spotlights, like so. So I can take all of these little flower pieces and spotlight the individual flowers. and create a multi-spotlighted look. Just needs another little sentiment, and this one would be ready to go as well. So as you can see, from 2 colored pieces, I already have 3 amazing projects. Plus, I have all sorts of extra pieces that I can use to create even more cards using the spotlight technique. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you add it into your toolbox sometime soon. When you give it a try, share it out on Instagram and tag me at Nicole Creates. I always love to see what your creative mind is thinking. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And until next time, happy crafting.